most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Hello everybody and welcome to sunny Alabama. We're here for our final race here in the Racecult Gen 4 series, here for the Forward Bite Podcast 85. Our championship race here at Talladega, very unorthodox here, but I love to see it. You know, you're going to see a lot of aggression here coming from these drivers. So, 5 minutes to go in practice. And we have Matt Rodolasso, Rod Witten, and Patrick Blundell rounding up your top 3 in qualifying with a 48.92, 48.92, and a 48.95 for their respective times in qualifying. In practice. Now, practice times, I'm not going to be worried about the times necessarily, but I'm going to be looking more at the way the drivers work with each other. You see right now the number 95 of Charles Widner and the 155 of Michael Milford right there, kind of working together, trying to figure out who can be a good pusher, who can be a good leader. Because this is Talladega. If you get a big aspect of this game is finding who can you work with. As you see, these two practice pit entry, another key thing to worry about here. If we do get a clean and green race, green flag pit stops will be something to look forward to. And strategy for those green flag pit stops, who you're going to go in with, who you're going to maybe exclude from the circle for pitting and everything else, that's going to be huge here. As you see them, that number 95 car go down and take a set of tires. See the number 94 there of Douglas Harris. As we go back to the number 95 as he exits the pits with the number 55, looks like these two are willing to work with each other to kind of figure out what is best for them. We go to the 155. But as we close and end of this series, obviously, for people that don't know, we already have crowned the champion over here at the Racecult Gen 4 series, with Sean Boundy being our champion for this season. Sean, obviously one of the best of the best here. Sean currently not in the session with 2 minutes left. We'll see if that's something that's going to be frowned upon. I would figure that they'd want their Cup champion to be in here racing and representing the league, but we will see then what is going to be looked upon again. But once again, he still has 2 minutes of practice, all of qualifying, and a minute and a half of grid time to get his car into the virtual Talladega Speedway to try to maybe win the race in the championship. But there is still a battle for P2 with Matt Radulasso, who's actually leading your your practice times. Matt Cherry and Rod Whitten right now sitting in P4, a little bit behind those second and third, but only 18 points behind second place. If those two get into it or something like that, it could potentially give Rod an opportunity to pounce and maybe pick up a spot or two in the point standings. We see this number 94 car again, that McDonald's Ford Taurus right here. Douglas trying to find his way around this track. Maybe trying to practice qualifying right there. We see the 556 of Bill Paradise, and the number Pimax U.S. Air Force car. Right now, not a lot of cars willing to go out there and run some laps. So, see if we can find someone. Still got that number 94. Pretty sunny here in Talladega, as we mentioned before. So let's take a look at your weather for today's race. Right now, currently 84 degrees with zero humidity, with a little bit of wind, 9 miles per hour, a little bit of cloudiness, which will help with the track grip most likely, which will help with the racecraft as well. You know, if these drivers can commit to being aggressive and holding their lines, it's going to be even better for the race. As you see the wind picking up to 10 miles an hour. The wind tends to pick up a lot here, especially when the cars get on track. You see it goes up to 11 as I say that. But checkered flag out in practice, Matt Radulasso, fastest here with a 48.928, with Rod Whitten 1,000th off. Probably those two working together in practice. So Radulasso, Mitten, and Blundell, your top three in practice. As we're going to get ready to go ahead and load up in the qualifying. 5 minutes for these drivers, 2 laps, plus the warm-up lap. So we're going to see some drivers probably do the generic qualifying, where they're going to, try to keep those tires cool on this warm-up lap, and then most likely they'll try to run the top on that first lap, get a good run off, and then run the bottom on the second lap. But we see your league owner right here, Rod Mitten, once again, still in contention to get a podium here in the point standings. Currently 18 points behind second place, Matt Cherry. So Rod looking for a good run here. Currently, I do not see Matt Cherry in the session, so that's something that will give Rod some hope. Once again, Matt and Sean Boundy still have qualifying plus the minute and a half grid to get their cars in here. But once again, I could see them maybe coming in here a little bit late. I mean, it's super speedway racing. You don't really need a practice for that, but obviously I would hope that they'd want to come in here and race this last race. Obviously, they've ran so well all season. You would figure that they would want to come in here and finish the season out. So we're going to take a look at this time that Rod's going to put down. Obviously, first lap probably not going to be as fast as the second lap, as we see Rod willing to take the high line to get a better run off a turn forward to the start-finish line, and then he'll probably dip to the inside. You see him, those left side tires kind of in the corners, almost painting that outside double white line. That, as you can see him dive down to the bottom right here, and he's going to start his heater lap, as we call it. But right now, currently, he sets a 52.7. And that's going to be pool right now. No one else has made a time. As I say that, Tim Paradiso sits on top right now, but obviously, probably also another outlap shenanigans thing. Tim, actually, maybe not. Tim said a 52.1, so I think Tim is deciding to maybe go bottom both times. And now P2 goes to Riley Weaver with a 52.2. We're going to see what Rod can do here. 51.95. That's going to be your pull right now. Great lap for Rod right there. See if anybody else can back up that lap. Justin Blackburn starting his second lap. First lap out was a 52.1. And it does look like Tim Paradiso did use up both of his laps. So right now, Tim sitting in P3. But right now, we're looking at Justin Blackburn, the number 10 car, seeing what he can do here. Currently P5, but has not set his heater lap. Going to the travel here. He needs to get down onto that He needs to get down to that yellow line. He's kind of hemorrhaging some time right there. But he's going to run at 51.978. That's good enough for P2. Is not going to be able to knock off Rod for that pole position though. Michael Doby out on track in a number 8 Budweiser car that he's been running all year. Very beautiful car. And now on his heater lap, first lap as you saw, 52.6, which is 6th fastest right now for Doby. But we're going to see what he can do here on this heater lap. And what you want to do here in this qualifying, you want to be down as low as you can onto that yellow line without upsetting the car on the corners. You see some of these guys kind of swaying up a little bit, almost like car length off the yellow line, but so we're going to run here. And that's a 51.95. That's going to be good enough for P2. He's going to knock out Justin Blackburn for the front row spot right there. And that will be the end of qualifying. Lots of drivers electing to not take a time here, and they will be starting from the back. As we wait on these cars to grid up, I still see no Sean Boundy or Matt Cherry in the session. So once again, still has a minute and a half, but I'd really like to see those drivers out here. Very, very fast, very aggressive drivers. I'd like to see them out here racing for this win. Obviously, we know that Matt still has an opportunity to come out here and race for P2 in this championship. But as we set stuff, we're going to go through your starting lineup here. So starting on the front row is going to be Rod Whitten with Michael Doby in that number 8 car, starting second. Row 2 is going to be Matt Rodolasso with Justin Blackburn with Matt Rodolasso, sitting in P4. Row 3 is going to be Riley Weaver and Tim Paradiso. Row 4 is going to be Douglas Harris and Heath Smith. Douglas having a hard time getting that car started. Row 5 is going to be John Hamby and Michael Milfit Jr. All these drivers, I think, from back here elected to not take a time. So this is going to go based off of iRating for the rest of the time. Row 6 is going to be Charles Widner and Tim Paradise. And rounding out your field is going to be Anthony Burleson and Patrick Blundell in the 7th row. 14 drivers elected to come out here and race at Talladega. Unfortunate that we didn't have more drivers, but is what it is. But pace car's going to be coming off on the back straightaway currently. But 85 laps here. Quite a bit of laps here for this championship race. Obviously, you can see some of the other championship races get up to the 120, 130s. But this is Talladega. 2.5 mile Superspeedway. If I believe that's right. So 85 laps is going to be quite a bit. His pace car is getting ready to come off here. And we're going to hand the race over to the drivers now. Getting ready to go into the Geico restart zone. And we are green here at Talladega for the championship race. The Rod Whitten right there is still continuing to try to lead this bottom line as we see Michael Doby trying to lead that outside line right now. The bottom has a little bit more numbers, but top can get a really good run here. They can really make a march forward towards the front of this pack. See that number 24, Matt Rodolasso, trying to push that 8 car out even with that number 92. Number 92 getting pushed by the 10 of Justin Blackburn. You see that number 94 of Douglas Harris right there. Just kind of sitting right there, back there, that 4th car on the bottom. Look out for him trying to make moves later. As you see the number 95 of Charles Widner trying to get up to this top line to help them out. You see the 1, the 556, the 70, and the 69 right there trying to lag back a little bit. Can see maybe potentially chaos as soon as you see the number 94 going to the outside trying to make something happen. You see the run he got just from lagging back a little bit, and he's going to be side by side with the front of this pack. We'll see if he can continue to hold on strong up there on the top. No help, so I can imagine that number 95 is probably going to be content sliding on and helping this top lane out. But you still see Rod Whitten right now leading this field and leading the bottom. A little bit of a wiggle by that 8, but right now he's going to nose out ahead a little bit over that 94. And I think that number 8 might be clear. And he is, and he's going to lead lap number 3. See Michael thinking about driving down low, and that's going to cost him. That number 24 is going to take the outside on him and put him 3 wide. And now that number 95 is going to have some help on that top line. You see Rod Minton right there electing to help the middle and slide up in front of that 8 car, which is going to allow Justin Blackburn to lead the inside line. And right now Justin is clear of the field right there. Let's see if this middle and top can generate some type of run, and it will. Rod side by side for the lead. Rod's going to lead that lap. You see, ooh, some side drafting by that 8 car there. A little dicey right there. All that help from that 8 that 8 got kind of got canceled out, but you see the number 94 going up and trying to help that 8 car out. Maybe felt bad for leaving him out dry in the middle. You see that with all that chaos that's soon, you see the outside starting to gain some momentum with that number 24 leading the top lane. See that number 94 car of Douglas right there trying to push the 8 car out. And you see that bottom lane starting to, the third lane is starting to die out. They like to go back to the bottom, but here comes the 24 again on the outside of the 94. That 95 is really committed to pushing that third line. Really excited to see that we have drivers that are willing to help go 3 wide. It really puts on a great show for you guys at home. You still see that number 92, though, leading the way here. Rod obviously needs a good finish to potentially put himself in a podium spot for the championship points, with the Matt Cherry and Sean Boundy electing not to race in this championship race. But right now you see that number 45 of Tim Paradiso electing to help this outside. That's going to really help that outside gain some momentum. And you see that number 24 is starting to creep up here. Right now the inside has the most hope, but that doesn't mean the people on the inside are willing to help, right? A lot of the times drivers just elect to ride on the inside and just kind of ride around to maybe avoid the carnage that can potentially happen. You see the number 24 gets a huge sub by the 95, and he's going to actually take the lead from that. Number 95 is going to jump down in front of the 92. He's going to leave his buddy in the 24 on the outside. Let's see if that 24 can get clear of the 92. He cannot. And he's going to ask for that number 8 to help him out. Number 8 takes him 3 wide. And now the 24 is the meat in the sandwich. You saw that 94 really willing to help this number 8 car out. You saw the 8 go out and leave the 24 3 wide. And you saw the 94 just kind of follow him blindly. Number 8 getting a push from the 94. 94 is trying to... Ooh, as the 155 gets a little squirrely there. But one thing to mention here, in these Gen 4 cars, they're not like any other super speedway car that you race at in the NASCAR scene. You cannot touch here in these Gen 4 cars. Unlike the Gen 7, the Xfinity, the truck, where you can... In the next gen, you can tandem draft. But what the notes is the way they're pointed, with the rear ends lifted off the ground like that. If you try to tandem someone like that, you will lift their rear tires off the ground and obviously cause a wreck. So you can give little gentle pushes here and there and barely just lift that back up in enough to where, you know, you're pushing them but not compromising the car you're pushing. As you see, kind of what the 24 is doing right there to the number 92. Number 92 is going to drop down in front of that number 95. You saw Tim. I mean, you see Matt right there doing a really good demonstration of what I was talking about. You can push, but it's got to be very, very gentle. Let's see if we can go on board with that number 24 on his nose, and you can really see what I'm talking about here. So you can give little gentle shoves here, but you cannot physically push the car out in front. You're going to see him lifting. You're going to see a little tiny touch. Is like, ooh, you see right there, touch, 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 and you just barely just pushing the car out in front right there, because you cannot just slam draft people like you can in the next gen. Or even the trucks now, you can't slam draft it. You will wreck the guy in front of you. And with all that said and done, you see that number 95 trying to lead this outside again, getting pushed by that number 8 car of Michael Doby. You see the number 95 elected to jump to the outside of the number 8. And he's going to lose a ton of spots doing that. That's gonna kill the run a little bit of that outside. I think that 8 car was guessing that the 95 was going to help push that line out in front. But he elects to go to the back, and now you see that outside lane really starting to die off. You see everybody electing to be okay just riding right now. 11 of 85, still a long race to go. You know, pit strategy is still something you have to think about. And I'm not sure how long you can go here on fuel here. I'm going to elect probably 15-ish laps, I'm going to say. But I could be very wrong. Obviously, at Michigan and Auto Club, it was around 18, 19. And that's a 2-mile track. And this is 2.5 miles, I believe, or if not more. So definitely I'm going to say what 15-ish laps is when these drivers are going to try to come down and top off on fuel. Drivers probably electing to not take tires unless we do get a caution here. So we're going to see just probably fuel only. And once again, you could see drivers take tires potentially. It takes just as long to put 4 tires on as it does to fill up completely on fuel. So you could see drivers potentially elect to take some tires. But as I was talking about that, you see the number 1 car of Heath Smith slowly creep his way up. And now he's on the 3rd and into the 4th spot, going into the 3rd spot now. This has slowly creeped his way up to the front here. Mr. Where did he come from right now? Not really been battling for anything. Oh, the 8, and they're going to save it. Holy crap. I think that number 94 got into the back end of the 8. And that 1 car just saved Michael Doby's race, I think. I'm going to take a replay of that. Let's go on board with the number 94 car right here. '94 car. And we're going to see the 94 jack up the 8 right here. And that 1 car, if that 1 car wasn't so close to that 8 would have been junked. So Michael Doby better be sending some thank you notes to that number 1 of Heath for saving him. So but with all that said and done, the number 24 and the 92 have kind of pulled out to a little bit of a gap. But that's not going to last very long here. You see the number 95 in frame. Oh, is there wrecking? Is that going to be a caution? No. They saved it again. Michael Doby involved in another one. Let's take a look and see what happened there. Because we're about to go to commercial break right there. But, oh, it looks like the 155 got a little tight. Got up into the 8. The 8, nowhere to go. Because we have a caution. Oh, it's the 8 and the 155 again. Maybe a little bit of retaliation. Let's see what happened here. I mean, yeah, that looks pretty intentional. I mean, Michael knows you can't push that hard in these cars. I would hope he would know. And he just kind of lifted his rear tires off the ground and spun him out. I know they needed a caution to catch up with the field, but I don't think that's the way that everybody here wanted that to happen. But with all that said and done, due to that stack up, that allowed Charles Whitner to get a good run on these leaders and pass Rod for the lead here. Heath Smith right now sitting in P3, and Rod Alasso rounding out your Fast Four. Yeah, you have to think that the 155 can't be happy with that. I mean, like I said, he might be happy, right? This 155, the 8 and the 155 needed a caution. They had lost the draft due to the mistake of the 155. But I don't think that's what was supposed to happen there. We're going to see all these drivers coming up pit lane. Douglas Harris electing to stay out. But everybody else going to take their car down, top off on fuel. Maybe get some 4 good rear tires, maybe, depending on damage. You gotta think that 8 car and that 155 is going to sit in the pits, get some damage repaired. You see the 95 off pit road. Fuel only for him. 45. Then the 92, the 70, the 24, 556 and then number 69 car. But Douglas Harris electing to do a little bit of an off strategy, and he's going to stay out. Obviously, tire wear is not a thing, but 17 of 85, he's got to be tight on fuel. I can't imagine he can go very much longer on fuel. So I don't know what the situation with him would be, but maybe I'm wrong. And they can go another 40 laps on fuel. I don't know. I don't genuinely get fuel information given over to me in the broadcast booth when it comes to these cars, and I don't race the Gen 4s enough anymore to know this knowledge, so. Right now, I think that's going to make your number 94 car the biggest move of the race, I believe. As, we can see real quick here, maybe. No, not that one. Stats, probably. So he's gained 6 positions since the start of this race. Started in P8. Started in P6, maybe? And so he's going to come down. Yeah, that's what I figured. Maybe he just wanted to stay out, lead a lap, and then come down and take tires, top off on fuel, and maybe start at the back, right? You saw how aggressive these drivers have already started to get here. So he's going to come down and take some fuel. That's going to give the lead back over to Charles Widner, who was fastest out of pit road. Elected to take fuel only. I think Rod took fuel only as well. We'll see here. Because my live timing does not show if these drivers have taken tires or not. The lights are off on a pace car, so seeing the number 45, Tim Paradiso, gaining quite a bit of spots here. Electing to take fuel only as well, obviously. Tim, I don't think elected to take a lap, so he started towards the back of this race. And now he's sitting up here going to lead this outside lane with the number 70 of Johnny. Johnny also elected to not take a lap. He's up here in the fast 4 now. Johnny very quick. Regardless where we go, usually a top 5 driver. Very quick on the road courses. See the number 69 car of Patrick Blundell right there, sitting in P8, sitting right inside the top 10. Good run for him. See number 84 car, Riley Weaver, sitting P7. Really good run for that driver as well. But once again, lights are off on the pace car. And the pace car should be pulling off any second now. And we're going to hand the race over to Barney to start this race again up. A long ways until we still get to that Geico restart zone where these drivers, where that number 95 can elect to go wherever he wants. But here we go. As we are green here at Talladega. See, Charles with a pretty good jump. See that number 45 obviously didn't have a good start or something happened to that car. And that's going to allow Rod Whitten to come up there and take over that P2 spot from that number 45 car. And Rod electing to go to the outside. He's going to try to make this pass. Not really any help right now. You see number 84 electing to go 3 wide up here, trying to make something happen. Let's see if that number 556 is willing to help him out. 556 elects to kind of lag back there. That number 84 really wanted that help, I think. But the 556 Alexa he hasn't really decided on a lane. He's just kind of sitting there right in the middle of the second and third lane right there. But Rod's going to lead that lap. Here comes that number 95 with the help of the 70 car. Going to get a little bit of run on the bottom, but you're going to see that outside. He's starting to side draft the bottom lane, and they're going to get a good run off the top here, going to the back straightaway. 92 almost cleared an Antler 95, but they're going to get another run into the entry of the corner here. I think that number 84 really wants to make that third lane. As he's trying to, there's no help from the guys out back to help him make that third line. And the 92 almost clear. He wanted to drop down in front of that number 95, just wasn't clear yet. And he's going to need a little bit more help from that number 45 to push him out. But then 95 with a really good run, he might actually almost be clear of the 92. 92 is going to go down the side draft and pull him back. And the outside is going to be running away in a second. 92 is going to drop down in front of the 95. Maybe he needs to be a little bit more assertive. Ooh, 95 gets into the back end of him. 95 is going to drop to the rear end. He cannot be happy with that. I think Rod knew that he was down there and still elected to use up the 95, but looks like the 155 is back there to help the 95 maybe catch up back up here. I think he's still within the drafting range, but let's get that 155 having very bad internet issues, blinking in and out. We'll see if the number 95 can latch onto the back of this field. If he cannot, he's not going to be very happy. And here comes the 84. Everybody's leaving the 92 out to dry after they saw what happened there. And that 84 of Riley Weaver's going to take the lead here with help from that number 45 car of Tim. And they're going to drop down in front of the bottom, right in front of Rod. And they're going to leave that 8 car out to dry with that front end damage. Looks like the number 95 does get latched back onto the back of this pack. Looks like he's going to elect to try to help this outside. No, he drops down to the inside. And that number 8 is getting left out to dry, left and right. Number 92 elects to go to the outside, and he's going to get pushed by that number 24 again. These two worked really well together at the first portion of this race, and you see them already working together again. Rod and Matt right here working together to try to make this outside work. But here comes the 95 trying to make that third line work like he did at the start of this race. But no help. He's probably going to lag back once again unless that 556 is willing to go up there and help. '95 is going to get right back down there. '95 still trying to make that third lane a thing here. And once again, still no help. I'm calling it right now. This 92 and this 24 are going to be hard to break up, and they're going to be hard to beat. Rod got left out to dry and got hooked up with this 24, and they're already now 1-2 again already. I'm going to say that's going to be a hard tandem to beat. I think they've kind of made out some plans in the background and had agreed to work together. Obviously, these two battling for potentially P2 and P3 in the championship points, so they need to have a clean race. So I think it's smart, right? Work with your enemies and not go against them, because that's how you get your stuff wrecked, is by trying to be selfish and try to outplay the guy that you're trying to race for in points. So, well, I do see a lap car in the distance there that they're going to be catching. Let's see what he decides to do here. I believe that's Douglas Harris out here in front. Yes, he is. He's going to go another lap down. He's already one lap down to this field. He's going to go another lap down. See number 69 get left out. No, number 95 kind of out here on the outside line with no help. Let's see where this 94 decides to go here. 94 likes to stay up on top. That's good of him. And everybody's going to get by him clean and green. You see Matt still electing to work with his number 92. Once again, 26 of 85 still. We're not even halfway done yet. So I think it's good that, you know, people are being cordial with each other for the most part. Obviously, the 92 and the 95 probably aren't going to be the best of friends right now after what happened. But I see in the back a little bit of irony. We have the 8 and the 155 working together. Obviously, the 155 with some connection issues still. But they were kind of forced to work together. They have damage and have been getting shifted out of these packs because of the damage they have. But the 8 cannot be happy right now. This 155 with this connection issues. When you blink in and out like that, you do not get the draft of the car in front. And especially when you blink in and out like that, you cannot push the guy in front of you out, right? So the 8 is begging right now, please fix your internet, Michael, because we're going to lose this pack if you continue to blink out like that. Obviously, you see that a ton of front end damage on this 8 car, which is probably going to affect the way this thing drives. And he needs some help. Rod continuing to lead this pack, but you see the number 84, Riley Weaver, trying to lead this outside with the number 945, of Tim Paradiso, trying to work with him to try to get this top line working. You see the 95 back there, third place on the outside, but still a huge gap to the front two on this top. 95 is going to, yeah, he's going to stay with this line. I was wondering if he was going to try to take these guys 3. He's been doing that most of the race here. You see the number 45 taking a 3 wide. He's probably going to get left out to dry. See 94 like to stick with the 84. 95 would like to stay with the 84. My apologies. But if you want to stop these front 3, I think the 1 is content working with the 24 and the 92. You got to start getting these guys up here to help with the top. You see the top starting to form a little bit with just that 2 Tingo right there, of Riley and Charles. If you can get 2 cars that can work together really well, that top can work very, very, very well. It's just finding that dancing partner that you trust to push you, and then on the flip side, that you can trust to push without, wrecking them. So you see that number 84, peek his nose out front. Let's see if they can continue to make this outside work. And they drag the race to the run right here. And Rod's going to continue to... Oh, they gave that lap to Riley. So number 95 is going to take it 3 wide on the 84. 84 is going to be the meat in the sandwich this time. Right now, the number 95 not making a lot of friends. Anytime he gets the opportunity to, he takes it 3 wide on the guy he was pushing. And now he's going to elect to drop down in front of the 84. See if the 84 is willing to push him. But with him taking it 3 wide, it's allowing this inside to continue to dominate here. You see the 1 car jump out. See if the 95 is going to work with the 1. See the 92 thinking about going up and blocking that run, but too little too late. Ooh, 95. Just in the back end of the 1. 1 saves it. That's going to check up that top just a little bit. We're going to see how aggressive Carlos is going to be pushing this 1 car. Moving into the rear end right there, trying to push him as hard as he can without wrecking him. doing a really good job right now, but he keeps peeking outside. He cannot his 95 cannot take it 3 wide right now. The more he does that, the more it just kills the outside. He's got to work with these guys and separate the 95, the 92 and the 24, because those two right now are unbeatable right now in this first portion of the race. You know, right now, leading this field, he's been leading most of this race. He's been able to position himself in spots. See, he's taking the lead that time. He's going to drop down in front of the bottom. And now the 95 is going to lead that top lane. 95 elected to go to the wall. 84 is going to be the meat and the sandwich again. And now Heath Smith leading this race. Let's see if the 92 and the 24 are content with just pushing Heath right now. I mean, I would be, you know, 33 of 85. Just got to keep the car clean right now. It's in the P2, right? I'm perfectly content pushing the leader right now. If I was Rod, I'd be perfectly content riding in third if I was Matt, so... Rod looked like he wanted to go to the outside, just didn't have any run. He is going to go out there and he's going to block that run from the 84, Riley Weaver. Riley's going to wreck him! Huge wreck! Huge wreck. Let's take a look and see what happened here. I think we know the culprit of this. I think it was the 95 getting in the back of the 84. We know the 95's really aggressive with these pushes, but you can't be doing that. Let's take a look. So you saw the 92 go up here, block this top, and you have to acknowledge that. The 95 has a run. But yeah, he just lifted the back tires off the ground, and he wrecks the whole field, takes the lead out of it. I mean, you gotta acknowledge that. You cannot do that. That's like very selfish. Very selfish. We're right on board with... We can get back to that replay again. Right on board with Rod right here. So if we can find Rod on the cameras. Here we are. So you see him getting that, continuing to get pushed by this 24. Jumps up. Thinking about jumping up. You see the top with the run. Jumps up. The 84 has to check up. 84 gets ran in the back of. Then he gets turned from all this. And then, huge hit by the 84, I think, again. And that's not an 84, but... huge hit. You're going to see Charles Whitner win this race off pit road. Obviously, he has no damage, so all he had to do was come in top off on pit road. You see the 45, the 84, 69, 155 out. You see Rod, Michael, Matt continuing to come in here and get damage fixes. Heath coming out of pit road. Justin, I think Justin got lucky. He might have got the lucky dog, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe not. He did not. But this will let Douglas. It looks like he stayed out. He's gonna get back on the lead lap through this through this wave around deal. And once again, he's gonna be compromised on fuel doing this. If it were me, I would have waited to and gotten the fuel situation taken care of, and then hope for hope for another wreck, right? He just has to run in the back right now, and if need be, park the car, just stop the car to avoid getting an X, and then he's back on the lead lap. So he's got a little bit of front end damage, a little bit of rear end damage, but still very in contention to still be a contender at the end here with only one lap. He's the only car lap down in the field right now, so definitely not out of it for Douglas here. You see him go around and get that wave around. He's to hustle that car around. With Talladega, it's a pretty big track. It's not like a Bristol where you can kind of lollygag around and catch up to the field. You got to get that car moving. And with that all said and done, your leader before that wreck is now sitting back here in P9. And Matt, P2 driver, trying to catch back up to the field, trying to get this damage fixed. He's going to be in P11. So he's going to come back down again and see if he can beat the caution and beat the pace car and try to get some more damage fixed. Obviously, you see a heavy left front damage, to that number 24 car. I was gonna like to go down here and take his fast repair with the Talladega. They elected to give these drivers one fast repair here, and he's gonna elect to take that now, which is a little under halfway complete here at Talladega. But pace cars are off lights on the pace car are off. And that's going to give Charles Widner and Johnny Hamby the front row here. Did someone just blow up? That 94 has just blown his engine. And that might delay the caution. We'll see. It did not, and we're green. After we figure out what this restart, I want to go back and look at Douglas, see what happened to that car. He might have money shifted and blown his engine, or maybe he was just overheating and did not realize, was not looking at his gauges, and that car just decided to kaboom. See number 70 electing to fall back to the back of the field. But for now, we're going to go back and look at Douglas right here. See what happened here. Let's go in the cockpit. You hear the car die right there. Whoops, on camera. Okay, we'll grab it. Here we go. Yep. Well, sounds like he downshifted in the first. We can look at his telemetry real quick. I don't think it will, actually. Yeah, it just sounds like he downshifts too much and he blows the engine of that car. But we're going to go back and look at the race now. Sorry about that. Guys at home, Patrick Blundell in the lead right here. Where did he come from? He's going to lead this inside line with the 95 pushing him out here. First time we've seen the 95 on the bottom. And the 45 is leading that outside with the 155. Looks like the 155's internet issues have subsided, and he's up here trying to race for this lead. And for any Matt Arlasso fans out there, I have some bad news. He did not catch the lead pack, and now is sitting by himself. It looks like 8-9 seconds behind the leaders right now, with no help. Not something you want to see here for your potential someone battling for this potential P2 in the championship right here. As the 69, I think it's might have got shift right there. Yeah, once again, this 95 just running people over. I don't understand it. He's got to understand that you cannot just hit someone in the back like that and expect him to be able to maintain control of the car. Not even professionals like coke drivers can do that. I mean, they probably could, but they're not going to be able to maintain speed like that, right? 69 probably not very happy, but he does have some help out back from the 70 and the 10, and it looks like the 556 that they're rounding out this pack. Let's see if they can catch this lead draft again. See Rod trying to push this 84 of Riley Weaver out. Right now, those two, the only people who are leading this lane. Rod having to find new people to work with. That number 24, not with this pack. Could not catch the lead pack before the green came out. So Rod kind of forced to work with some new people. And now those two, the only two leading the line right there. It's a 2v4, bottom versus top. Well, as I say that, it's a 3v3. The 95 likes to go to the outside. But not like what he was seeing on the bottom. And you got Riley Weaver, who is probably not very happy with the 95, so we're going to see how aggressive he's going to be with these pushes. Obviously, we were just under halfway here. Actually, we just crossed the halfway point. My apologies. So, maybe you could see the aggressiveness start to pick up just a little bit. I mean, we still have well over, about 42 to go. 42 on the dot, I think, to go. You see that inside line still being faster right now. It's a 4B5. If you count that number 70, who's not very connected to the back of this top. But right now, I think it's a good bet to say that it's good. These drivers need to calm down. 45, going to 40 laps left in this race. You got to run these laps out. You can't be going 3-4 wide, especially with this few numbers. Maybe if there were 30, 40, whatever cars, then maybe. But with 11 cars in this pack, right? You just got to ride it out, right? It's going to be hard to pass now. There's not going to be as many drivers to help you get your way up to the front, but that's something you're going to have to worry about later in the race. But with just under halfway, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after our words from some of our sponsors here. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Talladega as we're under caution here on lap 47 as we're taking a look at what happened here. Looks like the number 94 elected to take that fast pair, catching the number 8, who's a little bit down on power, and just dumps him. I no other way to say it. Just dumps him. And then the 8, oh, no, trying to get control of the car. Just comes up and tags the 1 here. Nothing the 1 can do really. Just run to the bottom. Maybe he could have seen the 8 coming and maybe ran up to the top, but tough break for that 1 car. Leading the race at one point. Gets tagged by the 70 involved as well. The 1 car seems to not have a lot of damage, which is a good thing, but I don't understand what that number 94 was doing. Riley Weaver electing to stay out, along with Justin Blackburn. But everybody else on back elects to come down and take some tires. Top up on fuel. See Rod back down up here. This is a huge break for that 24 car. He's going to allow him to come up and be with the pack again. You see the number 8 car use up his fast repair. There's the 70, the 155. See the 8 taking tires. 24 is still down in the pit. You see the 556 coming in the frame right here. Gonna be exiting off pit road. But Dobie cannot be happy with the way he's been raced today. Been put in some really bad situations. But Riley Weaver right now leading your field, electing to stay out along with Justin Blackburn. So those are going to be your top 2. Tim Paradiso and Charles Whitner are going to round out your fast 4 here at Talladega. But what a run here for Riley Weaver. He's been up here towards the front, got wrecked out, and now he's up here leading this race. See, led 4 laps today. Started I guess in 4th if he's gained 4 spots since the start. And then obviously back in 13th when he got unfortunately wrecked by when he unfortunately got caught up in that wreck with the that was caused by a 95. Justin Blackburn, where did he come from, right? Electing to take the strategy game and stay out. And now he's going to be leading your outside row, so and then the 45 of Tim Paradiso and Charles Whitner once again said the 3rd and 4th, and Rod Whitten, the league owner, is going to round out your top 5. Rod also had a very up and down race. Led the first third of this race, and then unfortunately got caught up in that huge wreck. And is trying to work his way back up to the field. See, Matt's just coming off pit road. I'm a little confused. Maybe there's something else going on in the background that doesn't involve with the race, but his car looks clean. Maybe he had a P break or something, but he's coming out. Now he's going to be in P10 if he can catch up to this field, as he will. And you see Heath Smith right there involved in that last wreck. Going to be starting at the back of this field. Let's take a look at this car, see if yeah, really no damage. I hope he didn't use that fast repair because I didn't see a lot of damage when he got wrecked, but I guess we'll never know. We'll find out if he gets involved in. No, he definitely didn't. You see a little bit of left rear damage right there, so that car still is very drivable. looks good for being caught up in a wreck. So the lights are off on the pace car. Riley Weaver is going to lead us to green once again. Justin Blackburn going to lead that outside. He's going to... Looks like he's going to learn what it's like to get pushed by that number 95 car as well, so... Getting ready to go into the Geico restart zone. And we're going to be green here. See, now when you see the number 45 drop to the bottom, leaving the 95 out to dry. See, Rod's going to work with the 95, trying to make that outside line work. You see the 155 electing to go up there to the top as well. Right now, 3v2 on the top. Right now, top looking really promising. Now it's going to be a 3v3. That 155 can get up there. Right now, that bottom line is just way more put together. But you're going to see the 155 and the 69. They're slowly trying to come up here to help this outside. Justin new to being up here at the front. Let's see if he can push this 85 out and keep him up front. You see almost 4 wide for 4th place right there. You see the 155 get a huge run. Let's see if he's going to clear himself. No, he's going to really just lag back that top line. You see the number 92 of Rod think about going out there, but there's no one to block up there. See the 45 and the 92 go out there, and he's going to try to make something out of this top again. But they're 3 wide back there for 7th. Looks like they got everything sorted out. You see that number 94 making moves. And now Douglas 1 lap down along with Michael Doby. So maybe these two are trying to get their lap back the hard way. You see Michael Doby going 3 wide. Michael Doby trying to get his lap back the hard way. With no help out there. Of course, you're not going to want to help a lap car. For the most part. I could see the 94 trying to help them out. If I was a 94, I'd help that 8 car out. If you guys can get out there and lead this race. And stay in front of the leaders. I mean, a caution comes out. You guys get your laps back. You see Tim right there with the run, getting pushed by that 94. 94 is going to go to the outside. The only help he's got out there is Michael Doby, the lap car. Let's see if Michael's going to be willing to help him. Michael's going to go 4 wide. 4 wide here at Talladega. It's going to get dicey right here. 95. And oh! Wreck. And 155 up in the air. I mean, you could have seen that coming from a long ways away. I mean, I understand the 8's trying to get his lap back, but this is very selfish. You see Rod trying to give as much room to that 8 car as he can. Unfortunately, gets down into the 95 a little bit. 95 not really down where he needs to be either. You see he's got a whole lane right there in between the 10. 92 and him gets together. The 92 hooks the 95 up into the 8. The 92 comes down, hooks the 155 down. And you see the 155 go for a wild ride right here. Ugh. 92 and the 155 up in the air. Yeah, that could have been very avoided, in my opinion. The 8 could have pushed the 94 out, you know, pushed him out to the lead, and at least been the first car lap down at the very least, right? but he wanted to try to get his lap back the hard way and wrecked the field doing it. So, um, I mean, I'll say this: the 94 definitely could have given more room than the 95. The 95 could have definitely given more room than 92. So, but I mean, that was just pure reactionary from the 92. So here comes the lead lap cars coming down pit road once again. See Riley right there leading this field down pit road. I don't know how many sets of tires these drivers were given, but you got to think if you haven't taken tires yet, something you could potentially be looking at. See Rod with a lot of damage to that number 92 Toyota Camry. Rod looks like he's going to use his fasty. Don't blame him, that car was destroyed. Looks like he's going to like to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires as well. And him and Matt are going to be back together. And through all that carnage, look who's up here leading this race. Bill Paradise in that 556 car. Only 8 laps since they pitted last. I don't blame him for trying to stay out and get some track position. Obviously, I don't know when it comes to strategy-wise if this is the best call. But Bill taking a gamble, gonna gain a bunch of track position doing this. And look at him go, leading this race. Look at Bill's stats right here. Started in 12th right here, up 11 spots with that classy profile picture, dude. I would let Bill do my taxes. Obviously, he's with that Pimax sponsorship, he's racking in the big dollars, dude. So obviously, probably has a Pimax headset racing in VR. So he knows how to manage his money well, because those headsets are not cheap at all. So, but right now, Bill leading this field. See Sean in the chat. Sean, it's going great, man. Wish you were here to race with us. But I don't know how long you said that. I haven't been glancing at the chat that much, but it's been pretty good. As we see right here, we got Bill right here leading this field. Lights her off on the pace car, so it's gonna be Bill and Tim leading the 2 rows. Bill leading the inside, Tim leading the outside. Got Riley Weaver and Justin Blackburn, your past 4 again. Justin was able to get through that wreck. And up here, sitting here, pretty up here in P4. Well, Sean, I hope your family emergency is okay. And I'll be praying for you and your family, and I hope the best. But it doesn't matter, dude. You're so good. You didn't even need to be here, and you've clinched this championship, I presume, unless Rod changes his mind. I don't know exactly how the points are lined up, but it doesn't matter, right? You're so good, you didn't need to be here. We'll see if Rod changes his mind. Obviously, a family emergency, something out of your control. So, I hope everything's well over there, and take care of yourself, right? That's all that matters. But lights are off on the pace car. And we're going to be green flag here. 30 to go here. A little under 30 to go here at Talladega. Gonna hand this off to starter Cam. And we're green once again here at Talladega. Oh, excuse me there. It's Tim Paradise, Bill Paradise, my apologies. We have a Paradiso and a Paradise leading this field. But Bill right now in that 556 Pimax car leading the way. You got the 45 right now pushing this 556 with the number 1 of Heath Smith caught up in that second to last wreck. Up here already up into the P4 spot, but you see Riley Weaver trying to lead that outside with Justin Blackburn trying to push him out there. See the 24 and the 92 already making their way up to the top. Let's see if the 92 can get connected with that 24. Right now it looks like Rod not willing to go up there and push yet. That's going to really not help the 24 at all. 24 still hanging tough there on the outside though. 84 almost cleared the 155. You see that number 94 car, lap car, I think. And did he get his lap back? No. Number 94 is still a lap down. Let's see if he's gonna what he's willing to do to put himself in the position. Maybe he'd be a lucky dog, or if he's gonna try to race to get his lap back like that number 8 of Michael Doby. And now no one elected to help that number 94 car. I mean, I don't blame them, right? They got their own race to race for. And he's a lap car, right? He's going to have to earn this the hard way. But you see him, he's making some room. He's making a run on his own. We see the number 45 car going up there. Looks like he's going to try to help this number 94, along with the 24, the Bradalasso. No, taking him 3 wide again. 94 is going to be the meat in the sandwich. 94 not very happy. Looked like he came back to side draft that 45. It's going to not help that outside at all. And the 94 is clear again. And that teaches them, don't put me 3 wide, right? So the 24. Oh, the 94 is being a little bit dicey with these blocks. He really does want to get this lap back. There's, ooh, contact with the 10 there. Again. He's trying his best to side draft the heck out of that bottom line and to try to do anything. But to the point he's making contact with the pusher of that bottom row. He's trying his best. You saw the 45 and 24 back off. He's like, oh shit, there might be a wreck here. And here comes this 95. Come to the top lane. Let's see if he's willing to push this 94. Looks like he is electing to try to work with his 94 car. 94 side draft into 556. He's gonna go down there and he's gonna try to side draft this 10 down the corner. You see it. That 95 is the 94's best friend right now. The 94 side by side with the leaders here. 94 putting his elbows out, trying to get this lap back the hard way. Riley not electing to go up there and block that 94. I mean, it's really hard to race a lap car. What do you do with them, right? Do you just let him go? Let him get that lap back, or do you race him hard? It's like Riley's electing to just stay down to the bottom and let this 10 push him out to the lead. In a way, the 84 is probably happy that this 94 is racing, because it's just another car that's in front of the lead car of that outside lane, right? So the 84, you see the 95, I think he's trying to peek his nose out. But this 94 is really saying like, hey, I need your help. You're going to help me. You chose the outside. You're going to push me out here. 95 not getting up to the back end like we know he can. And that's really not helping the 94 get out here. Then number 8 of Michael Doby elected the bottom. Oh, that's going to be spicy. Michael electing to choose the bottom lane. That was very... And look at this. The 94 is going to get his lap back. Let's see if he can stay up here through all that. 94 is thanking the bait for that. And now you have a lap car leading this pack. Let's see what these lead lap cars are willing to do to try to get around them. Because obviously now, like, the 84 has got to be frustrated, right? You have the 95 that is looking for the lead now, but the 84 can do nothing about it besides push this 94 out. You got to imagine 94 is maybe going to go up and block the top. Look at him. And he's going to get put 3 wide again. All that hard work just to get put 3 wide. So the one pushing the 94 out to the lead right here. See the 24 is starting to make his presence known again. We see the 94, he's not giving up on this. He's clear the outside if he wants to go up and make that block. He decides he is going to. And the 95, oh my lord, that is... Oh, and the 95 gets turned by the 1! No caution. That was not a caution. We'll go back and take a look at what happened there. And the 95 has got to be pissed. We can find the 95 right here. Let's go on board with this 95 car. Go on board with the 195. And yeah. So what happens here is just accordion effect. We'll go on board with the 1 actually. Right here. So you see this 94 come up here and make this block. He goes down to try to block it again. And looks like the one just trying to push the 95 just hits him in the right rear. And yeah. We'll go on board with the 95. He's going to see the best angle of this as he can, right? So he has a run on the top. 94 can go up there like, push me, push me, push me. He's like, no, you're going to push me. He checks up. And then the 95 just gets ran in the back of. Surprised that wasn't a caution. But, yeah. With that all said and done, Riley Weaver is going to lead this field still. The 94 is still up there hanging tough, trying to get this lap back. Holy moly. With 20 to go here, we're going to go ahead and do a good old SRM. Crank it up. SWM, my apologies. More carnage here at Talladega. You saw Justin Blackburn get unfortunately taken advantage of right there. Looks like. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Looks like they got around the lapper. 45 and the 10 just get together. But he did get caught up with this group of I think he's with a group of cars. Yeah, there's a little 4-pack group of the 70, the 24, the 94, and the 69. But they are 8 seconds off the pace. What happened? Because now there's a 3-car group out front. Is there's the 45 around? What is going on here? Is the 10 is around? What is happening here? Oh my lord! Green flag pit stops. And 94 turns the back end of around of. I'm speechless. I'm sorry, I can't talk. The 10 tries to pit and loops it going in, but we're still green here. Holy crap! And the 94 and the 556 are the only two around each other, and the 556 has I'm speechless. Looks like the 556 decides to go down pit road, and the 24 and the 92 take the lead here. But the whole pack is split up now. Looking at the track map right now, we have a little 3-car pack, and everybody's kind of like spread around. We have another 2-car pack with the 155 and someone else, but everybody is kind of spread out right now. So we're going to be interested to see when this 24 and this 92, who are back up linked together. Looks like we got a 4-car battle for this lead right now with 14 to go. Yeah, it's unfortunately a lot of contenders out of contention now from all that nonsense. We have the 94 who's on the lead lap now, getting ready to get relapped again, it looks like. Gonna stay to the inside. 24, 94, 92, I mean. 69 and 70 are gonna pass him on the top. But you know that he's gonna go up there and try to get this lap back. He's been doing it all race. So see the 94 obviously has the drive. See the 1 car with a lot of damage as well. I didn't see what happened. The 1 has a ton of damage. What happened to the 1? Did he get caught up in some of this nonsense? Yeah, so look at all that front end damage. Look at this. People at home, look at, oh, Michael 2 laps down. I mean, Heath a lap down now. Look at this front end damage. Heath was a contender to win this race, and now a lap down with 12 to go. As the leaders are down pit road. I missed that. See 24 come down. Looks like fuel only for the 24 and the 92. 70 and 69 fuel only. 69 not the best exit. We'll see if he can get caught up with the rest of these guys. We see the 95 coming in with the 155. These two elect to pit together. I mean, they've got the buddy system is what has to work now. If you got a buddy, it doesn't matter who it is, you got to work with them now. 11 to go here. Matt Rodolasso and Rod Mitten right now. Buddies again. Looks like the 70 and the 69 had issues exiting, and they've lost the front too. You see Rod going down. He's going to make the pass for the lead here. And I'm pretty sure, Johnny might barely have the draft right here. He does have the draft. He's catching them slowly. Down to a 1-1 now. I'll go on board with Johnny right here. I mean, it's the best thing we can look at right now. Look at him. He's trying to grab this draft. Down to it's still a 1-1. See if he can grab this draft. Starting to slow. It's kind of been a stalemate at a 1-1 right now. He's starting to lose it a little bit, I think. Almost down to a 1-2, 1-1-8, 1-1-8, 1-1-8, 1-1-9. I think he might have lost it. 1-2-1, 1-2-2, 1-2-3. Oh no. In my opinion, it looks like he's getting closer though, does it not? Maybe I'm just delusional. 1-3. Yeah, I think he's lost it. 1-4. That's a tough break for Johnny right there. But the lappers are coming up. The leaders are coming up on a lap car. That lapper might give him an issue. Potentially slow him up a little bit. Maybe. See who they coming up on. Another, I think that's the 95, is it not? Yeah, right up there with the 115. They're about to go a lap down. 95 a contender all race. And got caught up in some calamity. And now they're about to get lapped. They're going to start to be coming in frame anytime soon. Yeah, you see them in frame right there. And Johnny continuing to fall back down to a 2-second gap. But Riley Weaver does have a drafting partner of the 69. They might be trying to catch Johnny right quick. But they are 5 seconds behind Johnny right now. So that's going to be a huge ask for 8 laps to go. And even when he does get to Johnny, I don't think that's enough time to catch the leaders. So, but here come the leaders. Interesting. One goes to the top, one goes to the bottom, and they get through. I guess this is the closest battle to look at right now. We know this 24 and this 92 work really well together. They've done it all race. You see them lap the 8 of Michael Dobie once again. And they have no damage, which is also a huge plus. You see the 155 and the 95 not being able to link up together like they need to. And the actually, I mean, with how timing and scoring works, I can't tell if he he definitely has to have the draft, right? But the 155 starting to slip back behind this 95. The 95 definitely has draft now. You can see him catching up. It's going to nose cam of this driver. He's catching him. If he can stay on the lead lap and hope for a caution, this could save Carlos' race right here. See if he's going to try to pass. No, he's going to elect to just stay behind. Push these guys out. really unselfish of him. So just to go out there just and be like, hey, I'm not gonna try to battle the two guys that are actually the only two leaders right now. So because Johnny has fell back 8 seconds now, but he is starting to get caught by Riley and Patrick. Johnny electing to try to run the top. For some reason, he's gonna drift down to the bottom now. But Riley and Patrick Blundell are catching him at a rapid pace. You see Johnny catching up to the 155 is gonna easily get past him. You see the 155, a lot of damage to that car, slowing him up. Michael Milfett right now, 10 laps down. Not what he wanted for this finale race. And you see the 84 and the 69 blow by the 70. I mean, they just have to draft. They're drafting together. 70 should be able to link up with these guys and do something. 11 seconds back to the leaders right now. I don't think that's enough time to do anything. So this is probably going to be the battle for the podium spot right here. And with cash prizes at the end for this podium, I'm not sure. Rod told me there was cash prizes for the podium, so I don't know if that's for the race or if that's for the championship. But if this is for the race, this is a battle for some money. So don't think that this battle isn't intense or anything. But we're gonna go back up here. You see Justin Blackburn. And Charles Whitner right now, sitting right here behind the leaders. Not a factor in this race, but are drafting with these guys. Looks like the leaders are catching up to another lap car, it looks like. On the nose cam of, yeah, it is. It looks like a white car. I'm not sure who that is. But we will see when they pass him who this slapper is. But 2 to go here at Talladega. Race between the 24 and the 92. It's probably just going to be who your friends are out of the 95 and the 10. Because right now, I mean, if the 24 comes out of line, will the 95 help push the 24 out to the win, or is the 24 content just riding behind? You see the 92 trying to block the 95's run. And white flag here at Talladega. Got the 2 lap cars versus the 2 lead lap cars right here. This is definitely not what the 24 wants to see, because obviously with the 2 lappers on top, it does not give him an option to go down and try to make a run at this. But this is going to make a fun finish. Ron Minton and Matt Rodolasa are now battling for this win. 95 did concede, so it is going to give an opportunity for this 24 to maybe make a run. Go to the outside here. 24 going to the outside. Is it going to be enough? It's going to be a drag race to the line. Rod Minton wins here at Talladega. Your league owner, what a great fitting way to end this season. Your league owner who works so damn hard, getting everything set together, wins this race. And we're gonna go back and look how close this race, this finish was. See if we can find them. The blur is not wanting to. That's your finish of the line right there. We're probably going to be seeing Rod burn it down here at Talladega. It's not wanting to lock on the rod. The cameras aren't. But with that, we're going to go through and look at your race results real quick. Ron Minton wins here at Talladega in the finale. Matt Rodolasso, P2. Johnny Hamby, P3. Patrick Blundell, P4. Riley Weaver rounds out your top five. Good run for him. Bill Paradise, P6. Great run for him. And that'll round out your lead lap cars. Charles Widner, P7. Justin Blackburn, P8. Tim Paradiso, P9. P10 is rounding out your top 10 is going to be Douglas Harris. And that number 94 car. 11, Michael Dobie, 5 laps down. P12, tough break for Heath Smith up there, battling for the win towards the middle of this race and just got caught up and stuff. Michael Milfit Jr. and Anthony Burleson round out the rest of your field. But we're going to go ahead and get ready to get your drivers in here and get your post-race interviews, and then we're going to have a word with your league owner, Rod Minton, which coincidentally is your race winner, but we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break and get everybody in here. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to the season finale here at Talladega for the Racecult Gen 4 Cup Series for the Forward Bite Podcast 85. We're here and we're going to be here talking to your drivers here, and we're going to go ahead and drag in your third place finisher here, John Hambley. Hey, Johnny, is Christian up in the booth? You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going great. It was entertaining to watch, but P3 for you, kind of a very weird set of circumstances at the end of this race. But walk me through your race and walk me through that finish.
Yeah, we were just talking in the green room about that because as we got spread out from some of the spins that they didn't throw yellows for, the field got spread out, and I was there with Matt and Rod, and I know they're teammates, so I'm keeping that in my mind. Matt was pushing me with Rod behind him, and after a minute, we were catching the front pack, and before a caution, I wanted to get behind them because I didn't want them to go pit and me miss it because I wanted to stay with them. And just in the pits, they beat me out, dude. They beat me so far out that I couldn't catch up again, and I kind of caught the next pack. I got a little lucky with the three tagging, the fourth place tagging three. It got me into third. I mean, it's super speedway racing. It's put yourself in a good position and hope for the best, and that's kind of what happened. So it was a fun race, though.
Yeah, it definitely was fun to call up here, especially with some of those lap cars fighting to get their lap back. But yeah, a third place finish for you. Like I said, once again, entertain the call. But anybody you'd like to shout out? Friends, family, any sponsors? Anybody?
Yeah, I appreciate the guys putting this on. Rod, Noah, these guys that they work a lot harder than people think to put on a league like this, and it's been a great, I think, first year for this league, and I think it's going to be a good one going into the next season. And looking forward to seeing if I can get a little better. I'm more of a road racer, getting better with ovals as I go, and this Gen 4 car in this league's helped a lot, man.
Well, can't complain about a podium finish, especially in the season finale, especially at one of these plate tracks. But I'm gonna let you go to celebrate with your friends and family, and hopefully we can see you here next season here at the Racecult side. So,
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, Christian.
yep, thank you. That was Johnny, your P3 winner finisher here, and believe maybe got some money, maybe not. I'm not sure what the cash prize was for top three in points, top three finishers. I'm not sure, but maybe. But we're gonna drag in your P2 finisher of Matt Lasso. Hey Matt, it's Christian up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Christian. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. A P2 for you. You and Rod kind of out strategized the field, and it was kind of you two out in front, and you two the battled out for the finish. So just walk me through your race, and especially walk me through the end of that.
Yeah, I got in one of them bigger wrecks earlier on. Used my fast repair, but then once I got back out there, I kind of just rode around and knew once we I pit under those cautions just to take some fuel, to get as much fuel as I could on board, making that last stop as short as I could. And yeah, once me and Rod hooked up before that last stop, we had Hamby with us, and we had Papel and Dell with us. We were on the line, and then once we came off of pit road, we were kind of a little bit spread out, but me and Rod were close enough together where we kind of shook Hamby, made sure he didn't keep our draft, so we could just be the two of us, make sure we came home 1-2 for the final race here.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I was actually calling that as you guys were coming out. Like Johnny was about a second behind, and I don't know how you guys did it, but you guys shook him off because usually within about a second or so they can usually catch up on their own. But that was something
Yeah,
else.
they can. Yeah, he might. Yeah, it was right around a second, maybe a tick more. And off I told Rod coming off of the corner, go to the wall, and then going into the corner, go back to the bottom, and kind of snake down the front a little bit, kind of go up and go back down the middle, down to the bottom of the tri-oval, just to try to shake as much of the wake as we could around. But that was about it. And once he got to over a second and a half back, he started to drop quicker. So we knew it was just us, and just drove it on from there. I think I had some lap cars on the outside of me the last lap coming through the tri-oval. I got to the outside of Rod, but I never had enough of a run to quite get all the way there.
Yeah, walk me through. Obviously, you got involved in that big wreck, but I saw while we're under commercial break, actually, there was like a bunch of like single car spins that weren't cautions. What was going through your mind with that going on?
Yeah, with the first one, I thought there was gonna be a caution. I kind of checked up a little bit more than I would have if I was thinking all the way through it. But yeah, once that happened, I think that's when on one of those ones we got spread out a little bit, and I got back there. That's when because I was about a second or two ahead of Hamby, and then he was a little bit ahead of Rod, and he was a little bit ahead of Blundell. So we all kind of made sure we all kind of hooked up back there together, just so if it went green the rest of the way like it did, at least we had a group of cars that could catch run down the leaders. Yeah, with the single car spins, and I knew there was some stuff going on up front, but I think once that first one happened, I didn't see everything else. I knew some other stuff happened because we caught some cars pretty quick, so I knew something happened. But I was glad. I was kind of glad there was no cautions. I knew we were going to be in a good spot with green flag stops. Me and Rod are always pretty good on a green cycle, so we knew we were going to gain time. So that wasn't a yeah. Overall, pretty solid race front to back, other than that one wreck.
Yeah, it looked like from the broadcast point of view, it looked like some drivers had some issues getting the car slowed down to green flag pit. So yeah,
Yeah, not surprising. I mean, it's something that I know we always make a habit of practicing that, making sure we have our marks ready to go, and especially on that last stop, we didn't take tires, so just make sure it didn't slide them too bad or flat spot anything real bad, making sure nice and smooth. And I almost slid them at the last minute on making sure I got my speed down pretty
well,
smooth there. I don't think Rod slid anything, so I think we're all good.
well, there you go. That was the, I guess, winning moves for you two. But anybody you want to shout out, any friends, family, sponsors, anything for this P2 finisher at Talladega?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to our main sponsor, Simrap Market. They've done an awesome job with this this season, and I think they're sticking around with us for next season, so we're excited about that. Huge shout out to them, huge partner for us. Shout out to Rod Midden, just another admin, and Noah Rainwater getting us through this season. And it's a shout out to all the drivers that showed up every week. Congrats to Sean Bounty on the championship for the season. Thanks to everyone for coming out, and we see everybody back out next session.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see the numbers. Maybe you guys can get some, new drivers. Obviously, you guys put on some great racing, but I'm gonna let you go down and celebrate with your friends, family, and team. And once again, congrats on a great, strong end of the season.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. You have a good night.
Yep, you too, buddy. That was your P2 finish of Matt Radalasso. I mean, almost got it. Looks like 3/100ths of a second behind your race winner and league owner of Rod Mitten. But we're gonna drag in your race winner here and league owner, Rod Witten. Rod, is Christian up in the booth? You got a copy?
Hey Christian, what's going on?
Not much, man. Not a bad way to end out the season with a win, but walk me through your race and just walk me through the end, especially with all that carnage happening.
Yeah, we got after it pretty hard early. I know with Cherry not making it tonight, second place in points was up for grabs, so a little bit of prize money for me and Matt. And I think Charlie and Dobie were all pretty much neck and neck there in points. So definitely wanted to make sure I was up there leading laps, trying to control things. Once things got a little bit hectic and wrecks started to happen, we decided just to kind of hang back in the field, not wanting to use our last quick repair. And the last couple wrecks happened, and there was not deemed caution worthy by iRacing per the rules. So we really had to work hard and group up to catch the pack. And once we got on and off pit road, we executed it perfectly. Me and 24, we were in a league of our own there at the end. Had to get through some lappers, and it was just good to race it out with a teammate there and ensure a 1-2 finish.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I was talking to Matt about that. You guys were kind of the class of the field once you got out, and he was telling me about, you trying to shake off Johnny, which you did successfully, and were able to keep him out of your wake. So that was really clever by you two to do it. But it looks like
Yeah, over there at Prestige, we have a pretty good Superspeedway package with our cars. We practice a lot, whether it's the Gen 4 or the Gen 7. We always seem to really have a good idea going in the races, kind of like Call League back in the Xfinity days. When we have Noah down there with us with Pat too, we can always seem to find our way up and make good pit cycles. It's just it's a good team effort by the guys mostly.
Yeah, and I think you guys getting down pit road was really your guys' winning move because, as you mentioned before with the single car spins and stuff, a lot of that was just due to issues getting down pit road. So, and like Matt had mentioned before, you guys just having better pit stops, getting you out there. But from a driver's standpoint, anybody you'd like to thank for the win tonight?
Yeah, first off, just thank my sponsor, SimWrap Market. Not just my sponsor, but sponsoring the whole league. Cam over there, he came on pretty early and wanted to help us out, help grow this league. So just very appreciative of them. It's awesome to be able to paint up cars with their templates and see a lot of them in the field tonight and all season. And looking forward to having them back with us next season. They're just a great partner and a great partner to have to make all the cars in the field look so good with these paint schemes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They've done God's work, helping you guys out with that. But from a league owner standpoint, like we had talked in the background, regardless of where you're going to finish, we're going to drag you in anyways. But from a league owner standpoint, like any final remarks or anything you want to say to the drivers, the fans at home, to wrap up this season?
Yeah, everybody here at Racecult. It's our inaugural 10-race season. We had some ups and downs, a lot of tempers flaring, a lot of egos, but I think at the end everybody kind of learned how to race around each other, and I'm glad that we ended the season on a good note. I think we had 4 cautions tonight, but super speedway racing, it's going to happen. But throughout the season, we had a few races that were just awesome, front to back, fuel mileage, tire saving. I really enjoyed these Gen 4 cars. It's going to suck not being in them full time next year, but looking forward to kind of diversifying the field a little bit, running some different eras of NASCAR Cup cars. It's going to be a lot of fun. So just thank everybody for for coming each and every week. We couldn't have the league without the drivers, so it's really appreciative of everybody.
Well, I definitely agree with you. You guys picked a great bunch of drivers to put on a show for the fans at home. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go celebrate with friends and family and everybody else, and let you guys
Yep,
get
thank you.
prepared for next season.
Yeah, thank you to Christian, you Christian, and Rooster, and all the guys over here at Rooster TV / Elevated TV throughout the season, jumping in and helping us fill the back half. We really appreciated it as well.
Yep, no problem. But like I said, I'm gonna let you go down and celebrate with friends and family, and I'll see you next season.
All right, talk to you later.
Yep. There's your race winner and league owner of Rod right there. Obviously, very elated to see. It's always, for me, it's always nice to see the league owner who puts in so much time and energy, getting it done at the end, right? So, but besides that, we're gonna go ahead and look at your race results, and then we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping up the stream and send all you fans at home to finish off the rest of your Monday nights. But once again, Rod Mitten, your winner here. Matt Radalasso, P2, Johnny Hamby, rounding out your top 3. And Patrick Blundell, P4. Riley Weaver, P5. Bill Paradise, P6. P7 is going to be Charles Widner. Justin Blackburn, P8. P9 will go to Tim Paradiso. P10 is going to be Douglas Harris. P11 is going to be Michael Doby. P12, Heath Smith. Michael Milfit Jr., P13. And P14 will go to Anthony Burleson here in the championship race at Talladega Superspeedway. Once again, that was a presentation of the Forward Bite Podcast 85 for the Racecult SWM Gen 4 Series, the championship race here at Talladega. Once again, my name is Christian Delgado, the voice of the SWM Gen 4 Cup Series, at least for this season. And once again, I'm going to give a huge shout out to SWM. Rod did it, Matt did it, but thank you SWM for sponsoring the series. I know how hard everybody here works to make things look right, and it's nice to see these leagues start to get sponsorship like they deserve. But once again, I got to thank Elevated TV and got to thank Racecult for allowing me to come up here. This is my first time ever doing this broadcasting stuff, so I have to give a huge shout out to them for allowing me to get my first try at broadcasting, and I've had such a great time, and I chose this first opportunity to do this by myself. But once again, congrats to Sean Boundy for the championship. I'm pretty sure Rod. I'm not sure where where the 2P and 3 are, but congratulations to the podium finishers of Sean Boundy, Rod, and Matt. I'm pretty sure they're gonna round out your championship 3, and they're gonna take home a little bit of a cash prize sponsored by SWM. But once again, this was the Forward Bite Podcast 85. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday night, and we'll see you guys next season for some more Racecult racing. But once again, hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, and finish out this week strong, and enjoy the weekend. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado from Elevated TV, the voice of the Forward Bite Podcast 85. Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Peace out, guys.